don't even know what made me want to write this, and I'm probably gonna make it a series to be honest. What I do know is, you're definitely gonna have a different view on life and how the world works, after hearing or reading this. I've always been the quiet person who moves other than the norm and nobody can understand. Some people don't know how to take it, and others brush it off as crazy. Nah. I just see life for what it is, so I don't want to follow the rules made from another man's ideas of how we should live our lives. Let's be real about it. We all get that gut feeling when something's wrong. Just like the feeling we get when we do something good or positive. I've always felt that those two feelings are signs, from a higher energy, guiding us to our purpose. So I've always looked at everyone strangely the same way they looked at me because, I can't understand how. The entire time we've been here, nobody thought, how can another person decide the way we're supposed to live, by creating laws, or rules, based off of their own ideas? What makes me move different and say, fuck another man's rules and how they think they can mold me into another pawn on the chessboard, is, I go off energy. Look, I'm about to break down a few things about this thing called life. Some people are going to understand where I'm coming from, and some ain't going to like where I'm coming from. Who cares? I'm really just writing my thoughts on things to let people understand me and my views a little better and see life from my point of view, so they can look at life a little differently, even if you choose to continue to live like a robot. This ain't scripted or meant to be a book. I'm literally writing my thoughts down. Let's get to it though. Off the top of your head, what do you consider the strongest form of life there is? To me, it's energy. I say that because, look at how energy has a life of its own, which strangely imitates the way we live, or vice versa. You see where I'm going with this, right? Energy is what makes the world, which is why you can get energy from anything on the planet, all the way down to things as simple as potatoes, water, etc. Might not be as much energy as used for technology, but you can still get energy from it. It would take more energy to be big enough to use for the technology we have now anyway. Why I believe that it's compared to our lives, is, we have the same living patterns if you look at it. Once energy is at a certain level, it can be used and manipulated for our own pleasure. So, think about this, we're born with free minds and no obligation to anything until we're at the legal age where we're considered adults. Then you have the pleasure of working to live somewhat comfortable, not realizing you're being used and manipulated, then you die. Isn't visible energy different colors because of different temperatures? Compare that to the color of our skin and the atmosphere we were born in. Doesn't every job in the world contribute something towards the necessities of others to keep society alive? Look at how religion works. You're taught that a spiritual being created us to follow its path and abide by the rules in order to live peacefully and make it to heaven, a place where everything is supposed to be better than life itself. Yet, there's never been any actual proof of anything. Sorry if this offends anyone, but, once again, who cares? I don't go by religion. Doesn't mean I don't believe there's an energy higher than ours, but I refuse to put my energy towards a book, made by a man speaking about a man, who coincidentally shared his ideas about the way we should live our lives in order to make it to a place nobody knows exists or not. Sorry, but, energy is more realistic to me. I've prayed before, and each time, things just seem to get worse. I'm not the only one either, there's a lot of people who think and feel the same way. Took me a while to realize, but it wasn't because I was praying wrong or not speaking from the heart. It was because I was putting my energy towards having someone or something remove the negative aspects of my life opposed to putting that energy towards the positive and following my intuitions. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not, but we are beings of energy and we have the ability to attract the life we want. We've just been taught to focus on the difference between good and bad for so long that it's hard to remove the bad from our way of thinking, so we will always subconsciously attract that energy. For example, say you got an offer to go somewhere, and you want to go but you know it's not good for you. Then find yourself debating it. You're spending time on the why it's not good for you and if you should go or not, so you're allowing that negative energy to react with yours, and you never really get a chance to let that gut feeling guide you. We run off energy, yet we spend so much time idolizing a way of life that was created to give one person power over the rest and place them in a godlike position to keep control over everything, rather than retraining our own minds and putting energy towards letting that intuition be our guides. Like I said, I do believe there's a higher energy than ours and that energy is helping us get through the time we're here, which is why I go off intuition now. We're born with it anyway. Then you get older and start training your mind to believing that being in a position of power is the best way to live, and the more money you have, the higher the position. So you have to always be better than everyone else, which puts you in the game of life and in constant competition with no purpose at the end of it all. Then depression kicks in because you made more enemies than friends along the way. Now you're lonely. It's not that anyone is making us do anything or controlling our actions, because it's all a mindset and we make our own choices. We lost touch with our energies the first time a low vibe energy played on our emotions by turning riches into a life goal. You know that good feeling you get when you're around people with positive energy and everyone's enjoying life? Or when you wake up and zone out to one of your favorite songs? or even just enjoying a good movie with friends or family. Those are our strongest feelings because that's the energy that made us. That's also the energy that's been used against us for longer than I can speak on. Think about this. Without any kind of entertainment, your natural instinct is to interact with others and have fun creating your own entertainment. So, let's say there's a few friends trying to find something to do and they start hitting something in a rhythm that gave them a good feeling in their bodies. They just created music. Naturally, one is better than the rest and it stands out because all the attention is going to that one. Now everyone wants to be like that person and he wants to keep the attention. So he constantly comes up with unexpected ideas to prove he is the best. See what I'm getting at? All it took was one to change the pattern of the world. We forgot about our own mental guidance, hate grew larger than love, and we started competing to be the best at anything we can, just to show off. That's also why entertainment is the biggest industry of all time. Our desire to create entertainment for fun was destroyed by greed and the urge to be better than the next person. We went from listening to that intuition telling you when something you're doing feels right or wrong, to listening to another man's idea of what's right and wrong. I got different views on a lot of things. But this is only part 1 of the 7 Days, 7 Topics of Truth series. I'll let you decide the next topics. If you want me to speak more on these kind of things, comment and let me know. Until then, stay safe and blessed everyone. Money Gang shit.